Loan officers, quick question. Are you building your business or are you building your lender's business? Because that answer changes everything. Today, we're breaking down the Go Broker flat fee model and how it can change the way you serve your clients and grow your business. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the Mojo Show, your real estate podcast where we talk about everything real estate. I'm your host, Joe Mortgage. And that handsome guy is
Cup of Joe Mortgage.
Who is a little delayed today.
Can y'all not hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Oh,
okay. A
man.
little technical difficulty starting out. What a great way to start the show. Well, this week's episode, we are going a little different direction. This one is for all you loan officers out there. We're talking about the shift from retail lender to broker and why we made the move to the Go Broker flat fee for our business and our clients. But before we get to that, of course, a little coffee talk with the Joes. You know, Joe, this topic that we have today, the Go Broker, it reminds me of switching from cable to streaming. Remember back in the day, you know, you could get cable for like 200 channels, right? And even though, you know, over 90% of them you didn't even want to watch because there wasn't anything any good on those. And then streaming came along, right? That you could actually pick what you want when you want it. Do you, in your new house, do you have cable, I assume?
No, actually, we have YouTube TV and then just the streaming on the other stuff. So we don't even have cable anymore. YouTube TV, we have the local channels from there. Hopefully my delay has gone away. So Joe, by the way, I had to shut down everything so that way it stopped glitching. So I'm going to rely on you to get us through these topics, and you're going to rely on me to just be on the spot. But no, I agree with you. It is a change, and knowing, you know. But you got to think cable changed throughout all the times too, right? You had actual cable, you had antenna. I never had cable growing up. My dad never had cable growing up. We had
the rabbit ears.
Yep, rabbit ears, antennas in the attic, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So you know, going to cable was a big thing for me when I went to college, but I had to pay for it.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. We these changes and things like that, I'm liking them because it's getting better for everybody in our industry.
It is. It really is. And why don't we just before we have any more glitches, why don't we jump right into our topic, because we got a lot to cover today. As we're going through this, if you've got questions, please drop them in the comments, especially while we're live, to be able to answer them for you right up front. Again, today is really going to be a bit of a switch for us as far as talking directly to you loan officers out there as to why broker versus retail lender and benefits that Joe and I have definitely experienced, not just for our business, but our clients. Now, Joe, I know you came from retail, right? At one point with Chase.
Well, I've been in banking, I've been in broker, I've been in subprime, and coming over to NXT, we did come directly from retail. We had our own retail branches.
Okay. All right.
And
Can
you not hear me again?
You were starting to skip a little bit.
Well, I was trying to open up our outline so I could see that, but if it's going to keep doing that, I just closed it all out again.
Wow. We're really having some good technical difficulties today. I love this. More
No, it's me. I don't I don't know what's going on. I've got full bars on my Wi-Fi. Everything's good. I don't know what's going on today with my computer. So I apologize to everybody.
So what in switching over from retail to broker, what is one of the big benefits that you have noticed? I mean, I'm sure there's several, but what's one of the big benefits that you've noticed?
So the way that the broker model is for us now is the true transparency of pricing. Okay. I'm not worried about what is somebody else building into my pricing. What is somebody else taking away from my client? So having that full control over what is being charged to my borrower, I want to say is one of the biggest benefits, for my business, because I am one of the ones that I'm going to look for how to make the best deal for a client, not the best interest rate. Let me make sure I clarify. What is the best deal at the lowest cost that I can get them based on the services that I provide? And being in the broker world, I can judge that. And it's nice. I charge the same margin on every loan, guys. So, if you're a compliance person and you're like, oh, he's not doing the lending the correct way, that is not true. It just gives me flexibility of knowing that there's nothing else built into it. And when I'm needing to help those clients, it gives me the flexibility also to change up things to where I can help them with closing costs or help them a different way and just show them the true transparency. And that's what I like about it. What about for you, Joe? What are you seeing?
Well, NXT Mortgage is actually the third lender that I've been with over my almost 10 years now. I started out with a broker, even though we really only had, I think, 2 lenders, and 90% of it went to one of the major lenders, or over 90%, right? And then I switched to a retail lender. I was there, Joe, for like 2 months, and I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it, right? And so I left and went back to broker, as far as with NXT, powered by UMortgage. And it's such a difference, because now I feel more, I guess a couple things. First of all, I'm more in control of my business, right? Which is huge, in my opinion, for LOs. It makes it to where I'm working more for my client than working for the lender. And that to me really separates things, when I'm working for my client instead of for a lender, right? Because it really, in my opinion, it helps put the client first, right? And serving them the best and helping put them in the best financial position, truly.
Yeah, I think the options that we have available to us also helps us do exactly what you were saying, right? Serving our clients. I'm working for my client. I'm not working for that branch manager. And I am, we are branch managers. I want to make sure people know this. There's 4 of us that lead our NXT team, but we're not making margin off of the brokers. The only way that we make any money is by trying to figure out different revenue streams. And that's what we did to keep our culture and keep our community together. And that's why giving back to you as a broker and you having full autonomy to your pricing, to your money, makes it a lot different. And I like it, but at the same time, it makes it hard from a support perspective when it comes to being a broker. But I think at NXT, we're different. We're a different animal.
Absolutely.
And we are powered by UMortgage. When we're talking about this, the Go Broker is through UMortgage, but we have a branch that is part of that in UMortgage called NXT Mortgage, right? So just making sure everybody understands what the differences are when it comes to broker versus retail is in the broker world. I get to do anything. I get to go into the investors portals. I get to see all of my investors' pricing sheets. And in retail, they say you get to see all of it. But the nice thing that you don't know is there's margins built in to the pricing that you're seeing when you log into the lender's website.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the big differences, Joe, that I think from the broker model and retail is if you truly want to invest, you're a business owner as a broker. And in retail, they say you're a business owner. You're not a business owner. You're in charge of just going out and doing a transaction because you don't see all of the details of the pricing.
Well, and as well in retail, I know with one place I was at, I was building their client base,
Yep.
not mine. Right? They actually weren't my clients.
Yeah.
Right? They were the broker, the lender's clients, essentially.
Well, I actually would challenge you on that too, because some people that are listening, I would love to have this argument with you, is that's what we're doing as brokers, is we're building these companies' portfolios.
Yeah.
And that is true too. So there's a little bit of differences here, but the biggest difference is if I leave that, if I don't take that loan to one of our lenders, and I'm not going to say names, right? But if I don't take it to this lender and I take it to this lender, that's still my client.
Yep.
So if I'm doing my job and I'm staying in front of them, I'm talking to them, I'm following up with them on a quarterly basis, whatever that is, those clients think of me, not of NXT Mortgage.
Right.
Right. And that, or they don't think of, Bank of America. They don't think of Chase. We don't use them in the broker world, so I can say those names. But, so they don't think of the person, like the name on the statement. They think of me as a person on taking care of them as a broker. So that's what I really like. Part of the difference is I am doing that, but I'm also not sending them to Rocket Mortgage. I will say that one because I don't utilize them. I won't send them there because what happens to somebody like that is the rates drop an 8. All of a sudden my book gets called religiously all the time. And, the nice thing is I actually have a client that their loan was sold over, calls me up, tells me what they're offering. I went in, I did my spiel. I got a refinance out of it. I'm helping one of my past clients because they remembered to call me. Yes. Even though they were getting these phone calls from that other investor. So
and that's the great thing about the Go Broker and being a broker is you're building your brand, right? Yep. Your brand, so that wherever you go, I mean, those are your clients. They think of you, not so much the name of the company that you're with, yep. Right? I mean, it's just like any realtors out there. If you're with Keller Williams today, excuse me, if you're with Keller Williams today and you go to Compass tomorrow, those clients, they think of you. They don't think of Keller Williams, or they don't think of Compass, or they don't, think of Remax. They think of you, right? Because you're building your brand. And that's a great thing about being a broker like this instead of retail.
Yeah.
If you will.
Now, I am going to say the negatives to it, right? Joe squared. I like it. Thanks, Corey,
for tuning in. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna say it this way. There is a negative. And the negative is in our industry, if you're going broker, it is very hard for somebody that's completely green. Like if you don't have any mortgage experience and you don't know how to put loans together and things like that, we can only supply so much support. And UMortgage does a great job at this. Yeah. And so does NXT, right? We do an awesome job with coaching and things like that, which we'll talk about probably here in a little bit. But we can only support so much. So you have to have some understanding. You have to be licensed individual in the states that you want to do mortgages in. So I'm going to tell you, if you don't have any experience, going broker is probably not the first step that I would recommend, in my opinion. Now, there's been a really good success from a lot of people that have gone straight broker, but they were LOAs or they were mentored by somebody. There's a huge difference there. And with our Go Broker program, and I don't know, Joe, if this is later on in our script, but in our Go Broker program, you can build a team of LOs under you. And that's what we want to do is we want Joe Reams to be a mentor. And, the nice thing about that is you're not paying for it. It's, you're paying for your loans in a flat fee broker model. So we give incentive for mentors here at UMortgage and NXT Mortgage. So that's what we're really about, but it's still hard for somebody that's completely green unless you're doing an LOA job. So I would say this model is the best when you have a experience. Corey's asking if we can explain Go Broker. She's already putting us on the spot. So Joe, if you want to share the thing that you have already put in here, and we can talk about that too.
Well, and Corey, I appreciate Corey, so that everyone knows we didn't set this up, understand, but she's a key component at UMortgage. Of course, NXT Mortgage is powered by UMortgage, and her asking as far as the Go Broker, explaining it. So, and I'm going to actually lead everyone to where you can really find out about this, right? And that's tomorrow. Tomorrow there is going to be an streaming live. I believe it's tomorrow 3:00 Eastern, 2:00 Central. The Go Broker Explained. We're going to have featured on Sean Grapevine, our buddies, and Andrew Katie coming on and really breaking down the Go Broker model for everyone, right? So that you know and understand how it works as well. Matter of fact, thanks, Joe, for putting the banner down below as far as the website to go sign up for this so that you can be a part of the live stream. While you're there, though, it's really cool. While you're on that website, if you want, you can actually do a price comparison of, the way you price it out, your loans, if you're retail, and then price it out. You can do a live pricing right there on the website to see the difference with everything, right?
Yep. And we're talking about the Go Broker. So what people need to understand is UMortgage, we are a non-Dell correspondent lender originally. And Anthony Casa, Tyler Hodgson, a bunch of our executives, they are broker mindset. So what we've done here is we haven't gone away from being a non-Dell correspondent lender. So if you are a retail branch and you're wanting a little bit more autonomy and things like that, also go here and listen, because Anthony would love to talk to you guys about the retail branches and how we support them too. But Joe and I are talking about the Go Broker because we took our whole branch and went to the flat fee broker model at UMortgage.
Yep.
And what that in turn does is it gives us another avenue in our company to support more professional loan originators. So tomorrow at 3:00, and that's Eastern, Sean Grapevine, which, it says VP of Product Strategy. I will tell you, he is an amazing strategy person when it comes to our product called Tempo. It is a proprietary system that he has built out for UMortgage only. And this is part of what we use to track sales activities, track commission pays, track almost anything. And it'll actually give you, if you're using it, it'll give you your daily things that you need to do to be successful. Mm-hmm. And then Andrew Katie out there in Florida, one of our great branch managers, also years of experience in retail versus broker. So it's a great way to learn more about what Go Broker is. When you do go in there and you look at it, if it asks you who gave the information, please put Joe Reams down, because that's one of the ways is knowing, okay, who do we pair them up with? Who's going to be a mentor kind of attitude? So we want to be able to be there to help you and bring our knowledge of what we're already doing. Yeah. So, hopefully you guys can go on tomorrow. We're going to be sharing this out throughout social media the rest of today. But we do this, Joe. I know we have the one tomorrow, but when's another one in case they can't make tomorrow?
My understanding from what Corey, I was coordinating yesterday with Corey Meredith on this, that was asking questions earlier. My understanding is that every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, there is a live stream of this. And the cool thing is if you stay to the end, which I highly recommend, because then you're able to actually ask questions live. Being this is a live stream, you can stay on, ask questions about it to get more in depth. If there's something that they didn't cover or you want more clarity, stay to the end, ask questions on this. Great opportunity to learn even more. I put our emails up there, Joe, just so that way, if you're not able to go to the website and stuff that we just shared, email Joe Reams, email me. We would be glad to talk to you about it. We'll give you a little bit more insight about it. Absolutely.
But I just wanted to share our email addresses and the reason I put those up. I'm going to hide them now. But what were you saying, Joe?
Well, just to kind of switch gears a little bit from this, as far as, because like you said, NXT Mortgage, which is powered by UMortgage, and now we're under the Gold Broker model. I think you're right. We are unique in UMortgage. And one of the things that makes it so unique is not only the flexibility of being a broker, but having the systems that you touched on that Sean Grapevine has developed, but also the support that is behind you, right? I mean, and we'll touch on this before we wrap things up as far as the coaching. The coaching is phenomenal. And you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want to get better, this is the way to go, right? Is the coaching and support that NXT provides. I mean, granted, NXT is out of the Dallas area, but I know you're up in Nebraska. I'm down here in Houston, but we don't feel like we're an island because of the support that they give behind it.
I will say NXT is a unicorn, and I'm going to keep saying that. It's not because of one person. No. It is because of the whole community. And we talk about community. One of the things people always say is our culture can't be beat and stuff like that.
Blah, blah, blah.
A culture can be beat depending on the person and if you fit into it. But in a community, everybody has something to say. Everybody has an opinion. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets to express it. And with our chats and the way that we support there, I mean, Ben Sutton down in San Antonio answers a ton of things when somebody asks a question. Amanda Bissick down in Houston answers a ton of things when it comes to it. Any of us will jump on. But the thing that still amazes me and why I call it a unicorn is we took two different partnerships and combined it into one in 2023. Mm-hmm. And when you have 4 branch managers all trying to, figure out power and everything else, it doesn't work. Well, it works at NXT because we all have respect for each other, and we have built on that since 2023. And so that's why going to this flat fee broker, we're not changing our support. We're not changing what we give to our LOs that a retail branch gives. We're still treating it that way. The only difference is we had to start a contract processing company for the revenue stream because we're not making it on the margin. So we're building out the best processing unit to be able to take care of our LOs. Well, and then on top of that, we started NXT coaching, which Joe, you already mentioned to it. And I'm just rolling through this since I can't see my script because my computer keeps dragging. So Joe, you can pull me back or keep me going, whichever way you want to. But with the coaching that we started, you have 2 of the top people that have ideas and innovation. Number 1 is Tyler Hodgson. If you don't know Tyler, get on social media.
Absolutely.
Look him up. Chief Loan Officer. He is amazing with how he does his stuff and the way that he leads, because he leads in the front, right? He's the first one to be there. He's the first one to keep doing loans. I mean, the guy did 172 loans last year as being one of our leaders and everything else he does. Yeah. He's coaching people, and he's been coaching people nonstop for like the last 4 years that I know of, even before we were all together. And then you have Nash Paradise, the Loan Wizard, which is another coach that, takes his time. And man, the AI stuff he does, if you know AI, it's amazing what he has learned on this and that coaching that he brings to that. And then you have Josh Reed and myself. And I say it that way. Then you have Josh Reed and myself. Is we are more of that accountability kind of coach. I'm big into knowing underwriting guidelines, how to structure loans. So we give you guys support that way. But it's not a micromanage. It's not I can be there and look at every single file with you. It is a coaching atmosphere. But that's how we're keeping the community together. And we still do so much engagement. And that's what really separates NXT is our engagement stuff. I understand competitions. They get, people get bored with them, things like this. But we keep them, going. But we do gatherings. We do different like open office hours where anybody can come and go. There's a bunch of things that we bring on top of what UMortgage also brings. And that's why I would tell anybody, if you're looking for a spot and you're ready to take that leap of faith from retail into broker, you need to look at NXT Mortgage, powered by UMortgage. Get on the Go Broker and put down Joe Reams, so that way we can help you guys understand what sets us apart.
And it really sets things apart at NXT. I mean, it gives you a platform to really scale your business is what it does, right? It's because it's about growing, it's about marketing, it's about branding, operations, coaching. And I mean, they Joe and Josh and Nash, Tyler, they really approach us more from if you've ever read the book, Servant Leadership. I mean, that's the approach that these guys have, in trying to make you better. They're not getting anything out of it, right? They're just trying to help you get better if you want to. Not everybody wants to, right? And if you're one that you're not looking to get better, don't click on the link. But
and we are going to push you. And that's the one thing is, I mean, I started, and this is personal more than it is business, right? When I started in February of 23 with NXT, I was raggedy beard. I was 300 plus pounds. And like the things that have just affected me personally has made me better. Mm-hmm. And that started with Tyler and Anthony Casa, both of them calling me out on when are we going to get this guy to shave. I still remember that, Anthony, and you let your beard go too long. I had to call you out on that too. But, I remember these things, and that is part of our community too, is it's not just about how many loans you're doing. It's about what are other things? What are your family's goals? Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe in that, then we're probably not a good fit. If all you want to do is loans and steal real estate agents from another broker that works for us internally, please don't call me, because we are about a community.
Yep.
So,
and helping each other get better.
Yep. At whatever level I put down there the link Corey Meredith shared. She shared it, I think, Joe, on your Facebook. So It's out there. This is where you can go and get more information. Again, it's still that same thing that we just went over. So I just wanted to share that on here.
Yep. Well, this is definitely where the biggest difference is, not just in closing deals, but creating really a better experience for you as a loan officer, which in turn rolls into a better experience for your clients. So let's start to wrap things up. We only got about a minute or two left.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this out, Joe, before you wrap it up. Tyler Hodgson, I know you watch this every once in a while. So I am going to be calling you when you get back from vacation to be on next week on Wednesday. So just to know, I'm going to go ahead and commit to you, Joe, that I will get Tyler on here next Wednesday.
And we're going to try to, next month, we're going to try to get Anthony Casa on, see if he'll come on the show and give even a better explanation than us, breaking it down as far as the Go Broker. But again, if any of this, you as a loan officer, if you're watching, if any of this resonates with you, go to the link that Joe's going to pop up on the screen so that you can be a part of the live stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, so that can walk through what the Go Broker model, breaking it down for you. If you want, feel free to reach out to Joe and I if you want, and we'd be more than happy to take a phone call and just a conversation. No pressure, no pitch or anything. Just happy to take a conversation and share our experiences with you. In fact, if you want, like I said, direct comparison by pricing out a loan in our system compared to yours at the website that Joe's got down there below, the umortgage.com/careers/mortgage-broker. You can definitely go there and do a price comparison if you want. While you're there, again, sign up for the next Go Broker live stream, which is tomorrow, April 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern, hosted by Sean Grapevine and Andrew Cady, and see how the UMortgage Go Broker model actually works. Next week, tune in next week, folks, because we're going to go into a deeper dive, hopefully, as Cup of Joe just mentioned, with one of our fearless leaders, Tyler Hodgson, as he goes through and really breaks down the coaching side of this, right? The support and helping make you better. So be sure to tune in next week. Even better still, go to our YouTube channel at the Mojo Show Real Estate Podcast, where you can hit the subscribe button, please, because we are on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers. And that way as well, you don't miss any of the episodes. You can go back, take a listen to some of them. Even if you caught part of this episode, you can go back, watch the whole thing, write down the websites that we put on the bottom there to be able to go to the Go Broker live stream for tomorrow. Before we close things out, Joe, any last words or nuggets of advice for everyone?
I would just tell people it's always scary if you don't know the details. You can jump into things without the details and make it work, but it's going to be harder. So go to the webinar, learn the details, get with us. We'll be able to go through it. Next week with Tyler on here, we'll go through more what the coaching is about. So be on the lookout. Also, we have workshops from the coaching that Tyler probably going to bring up. We have one in May 21st, 22nd. So that is going to be one of the big things too. So I really appreciate people coming on today. Hopefully we see some of you guys attending the webinar tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, I'm Joe Mortgage, and that handsome guy with the beard is Cup of Joe Mortgage, and we'll see you next week.